So you always need to look like you got options. Even if you don't have any lined up, you still need to be able to go out and make options if you have to. So when I say look like you have options, it means if you want them, you got them. You can have them. So even if you're dating someone, when you first meet them or when you're on a date with them, your look needs to look like, if I leave here right now disappointed, another one is waiting in line or can replace you like this. That's what you need to look like. No matter where you are, you need to look like, if you let this go, if you do not try to impress or please, I'm on to the next one. That's what you need to go out looking like. And this looks like what men find appealing, that they don't want to let go, that the type of woman that will impress their friends as far as their looks, the type of woman that they see next to them when they go out to get, any type of attention. You need to look like this.
Hi loves, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm posting a compilation video of Sheraseven where she touched on different topics, but I chose some that I would like to talk about. So she talked about why a woman should test a man in a relationship. I feel like a woman should test a man in a relationship to see how genuinely the man is really into her, to know so that she does not waste her time, because we all know that, a woman's value lies in her time and who she decide to, spend it with. However, I will also say a woman should test a man, to confirm compatibility, so that to know that she is compatible with this person. And also a woman should test a man to ensure that, to how am I gonna put it, to gauge, to gauge emotional maturity, like how the man is, maybe the man is emotionally mature and she will be able to do life with him. Also, I feel like that should be done to also you know assess if the man has, like, let me put it this way, like, to know if the man is patient and is respectful, and to also gauge consistency, let me put it that way. She also touched on, what to do when a man goes silent. I feel like men do that all the time. They show up aggressively today, and tomorrow they pull back. Just, they want to, like, maybe sometimes it's a test from them, and sometimes they want to destabilize you as a woman, just to see, and disrespect you, let me put it that way, to disrespect you, to see how far they can go, how far they can go, and how much you can let them disrespect you, or how much you can let them take from you to, how men are, that they just use their absence to destabilize a woman, most especially when they know that that woman likes them. That's when they pull back, just to see what you're going to do. And as a woman, Sheraseven said, you don't chase. Like, you don't chase. And normally you shouldn't chase, because look, we are the prize. So never let a man destabilize you with his absence. Why a woman should stop struggling with a man. A woman needs to stop. We women need to stop struggling with a man, because we are not the brother builder. God does not give us that strength at all. A feminine woman should not struggle with a man. I'm not saying do not build with your man, but do not struggle with your man, because we women, we like to date a man with potential. A lot, and some of us get carried away while looking at the potential, instead of looking at how much work the man is putting into his potential to bring it into reality. So, because a woman that struggle with a man is not attractive at all. At the end of the day, the man is going to dump her, go for another woman a woman who has never seen him in that position, in that struggle and hustle position, and do more for the new woman than the person that he has struggled with. So men are wired that way, and we women, God made us soft. God created us in a special way that we are not supposed to struggle with any man. We are supposed to support our man, because even the Bible says, he who find a wife find a good thing. Okay? So we can support him, but struggle with him. No, because at the end of the day, he's going to drop the woman that struggle with him and go for the new woman that knows nothing about his background, knows nothing about where he's coming from, knows nothing about how far he has come and how he has suffered, and he is going to do more for the new woman. Isn't that crazy? I feel, to me, that is extremely crazy. But guess what? Men don't care. Men do not care at all. So that is why we women need to put ourselves first in relationship and need to think about us first. Because when it comes to men, men do not care. Men do not care at all. She also touched on why you shouldn't tell men the truth. That sounds kind of like crazy, but like I said, life is not fair, and men do not play fair. Men don't play fair. So when you tell some men, most especially an ill man that is not that hasn't worked on his healing, or a narcissist man, when you tell them the truth, they use that truth against you. So it's always good not to tell men everything about your life. You study that man first to see, can I trust him? You ask yourself a question like, can I trust this man with this thing I want to tell him? Is there a track record of him being, like not using whatever you tell him against him, no matter how small the information is, or no matter how insensitive the information that you share with him is? As he use it against you, or just weigh it, gauge it before you can start saying everything to him. So, like Sheraseven said, you don't tell the man the truth because they don't want to know the truth. When they will tell you they want to know the truth, but when they know the truth, most of them don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle the truth. At the end of the day, they're going to either use that truth, they will use it against you, or even dump you altogether. So, like I said, men don't play fair in their games. So we women, we need to stop playing fair. We need to stop being too emotional. We need to stop we need to stop putting this men first. We need to put ourselves first. We need to decenter men in order to have a very, healthy relationship with this species. Let me put it that way, with these men. Because men, let me call them, they are another special being made by God that we need to learn every day as a woman on how to deal with them. We need to know how to deal with them.
Y'all always ask me how to get a man obsessed with you. Don't care. Don't take nothing personal. Make them work for everything that they get out of you. That's how, baby. Know your value. Keep your standards high. Don't care what they think. You're the prize. They not. They're there to impress. You are the main character, and keep it moving. Why? Anything less is weakness. Stay feminine. They will remain in their masculine. You said fake it. Fake your emotion. Yes, only when you need something. How to deal with avoidant. Deal with another one, baby. Okay? If they're avoiding you, then pay attention to somebody else. Okay? Sprinkle, and they'll come looking for you. Don't worry about it. That means you got free time to entertain yourself, do something for yourself. or allow somebody else to do something for you. All right. He said he's avoidant, then he don't like you, ma'am. Get over it and go do something else. Okay. Stop trying to make people like you. Stop trying to make people deal with you. If they don't do that naturally, they don't like you. Just move along. Go to the next one. Next. Don't waste time. The women that sleep with men don't get as much as the women who don't sleep with men. You know why? Because they've already had those women. Those women are convenient and most of the time free. A woman that he hasn't had yet, who's making him invest, gets more out of the situation. Okay. So if you're afraid that whoever you're dealing with is going to go rush and sleep with a woman, that's not competition. That's somebody doing your dirty work. That's someone holding him off from trying to sleep with you while you still collect his money, lady. Okay. We don't care about her. She's Pygmisha. She's free. He can have her any day of the week. She's not trying to get him to invest. That's not your competition because he's already had her. You see, that's his jump off, as we call him. That's his booty call. The type of woman he really wants, he's going to invest in long term. He's going to spend money. He's going to take you out to dinner. He's going to take you shopping. And when he gets excited and wants to roll around on the mattress, he's going to call her, not you. You see? So he's going to go rolling around on the mattress with her. And then he's going to take you shopping the next day because she's free and you're not. He wants to roll around on the mattress with you, but he knows it's going to take more to get to it. So he's got to put in effort. He's got to put in work. He's got to invest in you so he can roll around eventually, maybe, if you choose to. But the one he knows he can roll around on the mattress with is not your competition. She's a Pygmisha. All right? And you shouldn't be offended that she's doing your dirty work while you collect the money that she can't collect because she's a Pygmisha. Get your money. All right. You don't need to be impressed by a man with money. You need to be impressed by a man who gives you money or spends money. So you're acting impressed with them for the wrong reason. You need to treat them like a regular person with respect, with decency, but you don't give them any special privileges. You don't do nothing you wouldn't do unless they are spending or giving money to you. So their money means nothing if it's in their bank account. It means more if it's in yours. Okay. So you treat them exactly the same as the next person. You don't give them any special treatment. When they ask you what you like, you name expensive things, you name nice gifts, you name travel, you name whatever. And if they can't deliver it, you're no longer impressed. You're not impressed. They're just like a regular person to you because their money is not impressive unless it becomes your money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They need to be old enough to have to pay because they need to be old enough for you to know and for them to know that you ain't going to be with them unless they're giving you something. You're not going to even be seen out in public holding their hand, chewing food across the table from them unless they are benefiting your life in some way. Because what young woman wants to be out with some old man who's not doing anything for her? That doesn't make sense. So they already know what they're supposed to be doing. And if they don't do it, then bypass. Okay. Wealth is not the goal. Being provided for is the goal. Okay. So their wealth is their wealth, but are they going to make you wealthy? Are they going to give you money to be rich? Are they going to give you money to be provided for? Otherwise, we're not impressed. Okay. If they try to control you with everything, then that's why you need to make sure you're getting their money and creating a business.
Y'all make stuff too hard. Men learn quick. Okay. Men learn quick if women teach them how to treat them. If you say you want some jewelry and the next time you see the person and they don't have jewelry, then you start avoiding them. You start ghosting them. Okay. If they ask you what's wrong, just like, oh, nothing. You know. And if you have to spell it out one more time, it's like, I really want some jewelry. They don't react, then ghost them. You know. That's what you want from them and they can't deliver, then what do you need them for? Okay. Don't waste time on people. Because all they're going to do is convince you don't need some jewelry or do something extra and give you a little $99, stuff they bought in a cart in the mall. And you're going to think it's all that because you worked hard for it. Okay? You're going to work hard for some crap just because you want to say that you got jewelry from a man. If you say, I want some jewelry, I like jewelry a couple of times and they haven't given you anything yet, then they don't want to give you nothing. Okay? I mean, why would a woman tell a man she likes jewelry if she didn't want him to buy it?
Women that love themselves more would rather hold out for someone that's beneficial than to settle for some dust. Okay? In fact, when someone says, oh my gosh, hi, Shera, I'm a single woman, there's hope there. There's lots of hope. But when I hear Sheraseven, I'm with a Dusty, what do I do? There's a lot of worry in that. There's a lot of anxiety in that statement. There's less anxiety in the statement, Shera, I'm single. That sounds hopeful because you hadn't settled down with no dust. Ain't no Dusty dragging you down with him. You're not getting ready to create a cycle of poverty with a man that don't even like you or himself. So there is hope in that. So single ladies, you still have hope to not have to settle with the dust, baby. Doesn't mean a woman that loves herself wants you. Okay? Don't ever go to some man's house and clean up. That is super de-duper pick-me-sha. Okay? That is disgusting. If you ever do that, slap yourself. Okay? Don't go over to some man's house and start cleaning. You ain't nobody's grandma. Stop. Okay? Clean your own house or start a cleaning business and get paid or something. But definitely don't do that. That is the most ratchetest thing you can do. Don't do that. Please stop. If I were a man and some woman came over my house and started cleaning, I would be mad at her. I would be mad at her. Who told you to clean? No, I don't want you to clean, pick-me-sha. No, stop. You're not going to be my wife. I'm not going to make you my long-term girlfriend. You can try to clean and cook your way over here, but now you're just looking real desperate. Do not clean no man's house. Most men won't admit this, but they're not attracted to those type of women who they claim to be the type of women that they want to marry. They're attracted to the hoe type woman, but they feel like if they marry this kind of person, it's not going to benefit their life. So eventually they just settle with a woman who's like homely, boring, plain, doesn't catch the attention, and who they can walk over, who has no control, who is just lucky to be married to somebody. This is who they marry. But then they go and cheat on them with the hoes, the smart hoes, the attractive hoes, the ones who have their life together, who knows how to get what they want, who knows the game, who's smart enough to see through the BS. This is what they're attracted to, but they can't really afford it. They don't want to risk marrying someone who they can't control mentally. So they go for something they don't really want that's safe. And because their pockets are not deep enough to get what they really want. So they bash what they can't have and try to make us turn into the type of woman that's going to be appealing to the eye as well as stupid in the brain, but it doesn't work that way anymore. There are too many smart women out there. You don't have to sleep with anybody, and you ain't got to tell nobody you ain't gonna sleep with them. You don't have to tell them nothing. They're supposed to be trying to impress you from the start. Y'all think dating is going out to eat 2 times and rolling around on a mattress. That's not what dating is. Dating is going out with a man who's trying to impress you, who's trying to do the most for you, who's trying to invest in you, to prove themselves to you worthy. If no man is doing that for you, you don't even need to be dealing with them. So you need to make sure that they like you times 10. They won't care if you're abstinent. You ain't even got to tell them, because they're going to have to work for it no matter what. They may never get it and still think that they might. The false hope is what keeps them spending. So all y'all women that are walking around talking about, I'm abstinent, I'm celibate, nobody cares. Okay, why are you telling everybody? Why can't you give them false hope so they can spend money? Okay, the men are doing it to y'all. They're not over there telling y'all they're married or they're broke. They're telling you everything you need to know in order for you to act as stupid as you act as a pick-me-sha. So why are y'all giving them all the information that they need
to X you off the list and spend $0 because y'all are dumb. So don't tell nobody nothing, give them false hope, and keep them spending. Y'all do too much and wonder why nobody want to do nothing for you because you already did everything for everybody else. And why would they want to pygmy you? They need to think that they got a chance. They need to think that they're working towards something in order for them to even be doing right. They need to think that they're earning you. And never is it a guarantee. It's never a guarantee. That is your right as a woman. It is never a guarantee to what they think they're working towards. They're working with hope and faith. That's all. And it is up to you. You don't need to tell them nothing. Y'all walk around with these labels and think you got to tell everybody these labels and these things, and you don't because they don't care. And it's going to take you out of the game. It's a flex to be single these days as a woman because it means that you're not dealing with dust. You're being extra picky. Your standards are higher. You're not just settling for anything because they told you look cute and needed a place to stay. It means you have standards and you love yourself more. Why haven't nobody snatched you up? Because they can't afford you. Well, you're going to be single forever. Well, I'm still going to have options. Wow, that's what you say. Well, I'm still going to have options. People still going to be spending, trying, hoping and wishing, baby. Let me tell y'all some tricks that men do to get you to try to chase them. Okay, get your pens and papers ready because some of y'all don't be knowing no better. So we're going to help you. So they don't text back right away, or they'll make a date and not text that day because they want you to chase them and beg them for a date. And, you know, whether they're married or not really trying to go on the date anyway, because y'all probably met online, they will, they will promise you something and never deliver. They will ghost you like the day of the date. Okay. They will also belittle you to get you to think that they're the prize, which is they're not. They will try to make you jealous with talks of other women. And they will like build themselves up, but they won't spend any money. Or they'll tell you that their last girlfriend broke their heart and now they want you to prove that you're there because of them. So this gets you to chase, not ask for no money. Also, it gets you to somewhat submit to them without them doing anything at all. Okay. And that's never the way to go. So if they make a date with you and they don't call you on that day or whatever, don't text them. Just make other plans if they don't call you by at least 1 p.m. If they don't text or call you by 1 p.m. to confirm the date, you make other plans. Okay. Or just act like you made other plans. If they ghost you and they try to come back, charge a re-entry fee. Okay. That means send them your Cash App or tell them you want to go shopping or whatever, like a re-entry fee. They were waiting to see if you were going to chase them. And since you didn't, they came back around to see if they can poke their head back in, if you're willing to do more than you were before. The answer is still no. Now there's a re-entry fee. Okay. If they belittle you and tell you things to make you feel less than so that they have a better chance and shot at getting you to lower your standards, you higher your standards. Okay. Once they belittle you, you higher your standards even more. Okay. They're going to hate that. They'll dismiss themselves. If they try to make you jealous with other women, act bored and unbothered and ask about the woman as if she's more interesting than he is. Okay. So if he tries to make you jealous about talking about other women or looking at other women, it's like, oh my gosh, I love her outfit. I really want that outfit. You should buy it for me. Okay. Or, if he talks about his ex or like some other girl that he might be dating, it's like, oh, well, she sounds very interesting. Okay. Wow. Stop arguing. Shut up, get up, dressed, and go somewhere. Cry when he says something mean. Put on your best outfit and leave. Why are y'all sitting there arguing? Only dumb people argue because you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. Just get up, put on your makeup, and leave. Tell him you're going to your mom's house. Tell him you're going to shopping. He doesn't know. Go.
Stop sitting there arguing with the man. He said what he said. You said what you said. Go say it to somebody else and see if you can get some money somewhere else. Start a roster. Y'all are investing too much into people that don't care. Okay? Care about yourself. If you want to sit there and argue with somebody, go argue with somebody else who's not giving you money. Okay? Go argue with a Pygmisha. Go argue with a Dusty. Just don't sleep with them. Y'all are not understanding. To argue means you're emotionally invested. You don't care enough to argue, okay? Stop caring enough to argue. Just like, okay, well, I gotta go. I'm gonna go run some errands. I'll be back when I'm, a little bit later. Bye. This is how you get them obsessed. Now they're thinking about, where is she really going? What is she really doing? I hope I didn't make her too angry. What if she's sad? Now they're thinking about you. You don't sit there and argue, because then it becomes a competition. Unless you want to compete with him, which is kind of masculine, unless you don't care about keeping him obsessed. All you got to do is walk out, go do something else, be quiet. If you can't go shopping, go in a whole other room and be by yourself. Y'all got to stop arguing. That's competition. The best way to win an argument is to walk away. Why don't you flip the script, y'all? Y'all need to come on and flip them scripts. Y'all letting these men get in your head and you have zero game. Zero. Okay? Men don't test women. Women test men. Period. We already know they want us. That's all given. So, if they don't pass our test, they can move along. Our test is, do you like us times 10? Our test is, are you trying to be a provider and prove it? Our test is actions versus words. That's the only 3 tests you need. Okay? What they're testing y'all to see if y'all gonna take the bare minimum, if you like them for them. Knowing they look like who did it and why, and old enough to be your daddy or your granddaddy. The answer is already no in their mind. They already know you don't like them for them. They already know you're out their league. They already know they got to reach in their pockets. So what are they testing? To see how stupid and dumb and desperate you are? And using the power of suggestion on you to trick you into liking them for them, even though you would never like them and touch them if they had no money? Think about it. I want to see if she likes me for me, to see if she was going to pass the test of liking me for me, even though I look like who did it and why, and she would never be with me if I hadn't had this money. I just want the fantasy in his head. He wants a fantasy, man. He wants to know that you like him for him, even though nobody like him for him.
I will never struggle with a person. I could struggle by myself if I'm going to struggle. I would rather struggle alone. At least I could still date and maybe get out of the struggle faster. If I meet somebody, hey, okay, you could get way more as a single woman than you could being in a long-term relationship in a struggle love. So when these guys tell you, ooh, you're going to end up alone, that's why nobody getting married. Well, who wants to marry and struggle? I'd rather be alone getting these bills paid every month from whoever than struggling and sitting there looking at you talking about what you gonna do. So I would rather be single and have a chance of meeting someone or struggling by myself and doing things for myself than sitting in the house with a grown man that's bringing me down. Okay. So there's no excuse for struggle love. I don't care what they've done to you. Unless they didn't gave you one of their vital organs, you don't owe them a thing. Okay. And you really still don't owe them nothing either because they volunteered to give it to you. Struggling alone is enough, right? So be aware of the struggle man. He may be good looking. He may smell good, but what's in his wallet? Does he have a Capital One? Does he have a bank account? Is it full? Can you use some of that money out of it?
Today's video is how to make your partner jealous so that they don't want to lose you or they want you back. Okay? These are some steps you have to take. They might be hard, but they work. Okay? A lot of people do the exact opposite, which is why they have no luck. Okay? Getting an ex back or getting the attention they deserve from their partner. Now, a lot of men are going to chime in and say this is immature, this is why I don't play games, but it still works no matter what they're talking about. It still works. Okay? First of all, men have egos and women know that. So you need to play on their ego. That is their weak spot. Okay, ladies? Men are naturally possessive by nature. Okay? So to see you with another man, to think about you being with another man, to visualize you going to dinner, dates, drinks, and whatever with another man will bother them, okay? If you're always available, if every phone call is answered, if every text is answered, if they know where you are, sorry you guys, if they know where you are and know that you're not going to be dressed up but in sweats and, you know, whatever, they're not worried about you. They're not going to be jealous of anything, you know. So what you need to do is set up what I call your jealousy plan. Okay, whenever you're not getting that attention, when you feel like his attention is straying, or if he's already broken up with you and you want him back and you think there's a chance and you kind of still interact with each other, you got to make him jealous, okay? And this goes for any relationship type, okay? It could be same sex, whatever, but you got to make the other person jealous and work on their ego or work on their weak spot, okay? For example, if there's a place that you and that person always go and it's kind of like a special place to you, and you want to make them jealous, let them know you're going there. Oh, I'm going to, you know, such and such tonight. Just me and the girls. Yeah, just me and the girls. We're going to have such a good time. I can't wait. But get dressed up like you're going on a date. Like, look better than you ever looked when you went out with him. Like, do extra. Buy new underwear. Make him think that there's something up, okay? Get extra. Like you're getting ready to go to prom, okay? Get new stuff, get new outfit, new perfume, new everything. He's going to get suspicious. He's like, why are you doing all this to go out with the girls, you know? Oh, you know, we just want to look extra good. You know, girls compete against each other, you know? And then he's going to say, well, maybe I want to come too. Or, you know, are you sure you don't want me to come? You know, that's our spot. Oh, no, I don't want you to come. And just like wear something very sexy. Like, y'all know that song, Freakum Dress by Beyonce? Get out something very sexy, okay? To make him think that either A, you're really going out on a date with another man, or B, there's a possibility that you can meet another man that night that will replace him, okay? Don't be afraid to get dolled up and go out with your girls and let him know you're going, okay? And like, to get him jealous, you got to do extra, okay? And go out. Don't answer your phone the whole night. Turn it off. Don't even answer that thing. If he's not giving you the attention when you're not away from him, dressed up, looking like, you know, you can grab any dude or whatever, then don't answer his calls now. Why is he all of a sudden texting? Let him wonder. Okay, this is going to work on his mind. So now that you're out and about having fun, doing whatever you're doing, you could be out alone, you could be really with friends, or you could be with a guy friend, a gay friend, whoever. But come back later than you normally come back. Okay, don't come back on time. Don't come back on curfew. Come back a little bit later. Okay, and then make up some excuse. Oh, I had to make sure my friend got home okay. She drank too much and da da da. Like, he's not gonna really question that, and just go to sleep. Don't talk about it, because when you really went out with your girls and you had a good time, you're gonna want to tell your friend, your boyfriend, oh, we did this and that. Don't tell him nothing. Leave him wondering. Let him ask all the questions. Now you have his attention. Okay. The next way, like if you don't live with the guy and he stops calling and texting, send him an accidental text for another person. Okay. Like, I had fun last night. Let's do it again. And then see what he says, text back. Like, oh, I didn't see you last night. What are you talking about? You know, if he hasn't texted you for a long time and you're waiting on him to text you back, and he's been like 2 days, 3 days, and you have to text him first all the time, text him, oh, I had fun last night. Let's do it again. And then if he texts you back, say, oh, I must send that to the wrong number. You know, bam. Well, who'd you go out with? Now he's texting. Right now he's interested again. Okay. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I meant to send that to somebody else. No, don't worry about it. And then you stop texting him, okay? Then he's going to be texting you, calling you, da-da-da-da. Oh, who are you going out with, and da-da-da-da. Okay, so accidental text to the wrong person by accident, okay? Another way, like, let's say someone broke up with you, didn't give you any reason, just stopped calling you, communicating with you, and it's been like weeks, and you basically think they're cheating and you've moved on. They've moved on from you. Okay, so this is what you do to get them jealous. You post, like if they follow you on Facebook or whatever, you post a picture of you and a very attractive person that, you know, and don't put any explanation. Just bam, pick, you know. Go find somebody that's very attractive and get in the selfie with them, photobomb them, I don't know, you know. And don't put any names, don't put any explanation, just put click, you know, and don't put your, okay, this is the worst mistake women make. Getting on Facebook, getting all dolled up, taking 1,000 pictures of themselves after they've been broken up with by their boyfriend, thinking their boyfriend's gonna click and watch, and he's like, oh, she's just doing that to get attention, to get a new man. But if you go ahead and take a picture with a new man in person, it's already strike one, jealousy. They're going to be trying to call you. So what you've been doing? They're going to act like they didn't see it. So what have you been doing? Oh, da, da, da. And then they'll probably bring it up. Oh, I saw your Facebook. Who's the new guy? You know? Oh, him? Oh, he's nobody. Don't worry about him. Why? What's up? Well, you look pretty happy. Yeah, we are happy. And start saying we when you talk about him. Say we. Even though you're not a couple, even though you'll probably, not be with that guy for real. When you talk about him, say we, like a couple. He's gonna get pissed, okay? All of a sudden, he's gonna want you back, okay? Another way is to become very successful. Like, start your own business, start your own online, whatever, YouTube. Just do something that's really about yourself, and that you could care less what he's doing because you're so super busy making money, getting the things that you want, or whatever. You got a raise, you start your business, you're about yourself now. So totally get into yourself, makeover, look like a whole improved version of yourself, so that when he sees you, or when he's, sees your pictures and things on social media and things that you're doing, he's impressed. And when he's impressed, he's going to be mad at himself. They'll start having all these excuses of why they can't do something. Then, instead of getting upset or mad or concerned, just like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll find another way. When a woman says, don't worry about it, I will find another way, that means another man. And they will quickly try to figure out how they can do whatever you need them to do for you. Especially if you stop answering the phone because you're looking for that other way. Stop responding to their messages while you are looking for that other way. And when you find that other way, if you actually needed that other way, then when they continuously call or text you and ask, did you find the way that you were looking for, or did you get your problem solved? You can say, you know what, I sure did. Can I call you back? Or is it okay if I message you later, and then click? Okay, do not stay on the phone with that person. Do not listen to their excuse. Do not entertain them anymore after they did not help you or give you what you need, okay? After they told you to hope you find another way. Dismiss them and have them waiting for your call forever. Attractive men are trouble in marriage. First of all, let's get into it. When you marry an attractive man, you feel stupid afterwards. And let me tell you why. Because now you're in a relationship with a man that other people want. And you're still competing for him. No matter if you got the ring or not, you still got to compete for him every day. Every day. You got to put up with whatever he do, whatever he say, because he cute. You got to compete with other people every day. It's like you're not even married. You go silent sometime, come back like nothing happened. Okay, well, during those times, have you something else to do, girl? Where's the other one? This is what guys do, right? When you're mad at them, they in somebody else's DM. When you mad at them, they out in the bar. When you not talking to them, when you giving them the silent treatment, they on a date with another woman. Okay, most of the time. So y'all need to stop acting like they don't do that and start doing the same thing. Okay, when they give you free time, go use it. Go use your free time. See what else is out there. Okay, and you come back like nothing happened either. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Come back like nothing happened after you done had a couple dates. It's like nothing happened, because that's what he gonna do. That's what I do.
If you're on a date and they're looking at another woman, look at cars. Because a man can be cute and broke, and he knows you ain't going nowhere. But looking at cars is totally different. Oh my God, look, there's a Bentley. I wonder who's driving that. That way he sees. You're not looking at looks, you're looking at money. I mean, yeah. Don't look at other men, look at cars. That'll get them. If you don't like where you live, don't date where you live. Straight up. If you don't like where you live, don't date where you live. Get up out of there.
You date the pretty boys when you're young. You don't marry them. Okay. You don't do that. You're supposed to be the pretty one in the marriage. Okay. I know somebody got to marry these dudes, but let it be themselves or Super Pick Misha or Barbara the Builder. Don't allow it to don't allow yourself to be a victim of dating an attractive man, because think about this. You have your entire youth, from the time you start dating up until the time you start seriously dating for a lifestyle to date cute guys. You got all that time. Get it out of the way. Okay? And when you get ready to say I do, make sure whoever you're saying I do to likes you way more.
Oh, this is going to be the one. No. Oh, he's the perfect man. No. He really likes me. This is going to be my Prince Charming. No. This is how you need to go into dates. I am the main character. They must like me 10 times more. And my standards are going to stay high. If they can't reach them, it's not a match. That's how you avoid narcissists. By loving yourself and having the highest of standards and going into everything with a goal instead of rose-colored glasses. Okay. Now, it's nice to have rose-colored glasses about other things, but not relationships where you don't know the person and you don't know their intentions. You can have rose-colored glasses when it comes to starting a business, having a career, other things that you are more in control of. But for random strangers that you're just meeting, or for a man you're getting into a relationship with who has their own personal intentions, you can't go in there like that. It's like chess, not checkers. And you must go in with the advantage because you're playing in an unfair world. Well, you got to like me times 10 and you got to be spending money and you got to be a provider. That's our advantage. Our beauty is our currency. He who triggers controls his mind. We're going to discuss this. And the reason why I chose this topic is because I think a lot of ladies are afraid to trigger men or to use psychology when dealing with men, but they don't know how, or they're afraid, or whatever. But the one thing that men are not afraid to do is use the same method on women. They're not afraid at all. But for some reason, women are afraid. You fear losing. When you fear losing, you don't make moves. Okay. And you lose anyway, because you don't make any moves. So, if you can trigger a man the way that you want to trigger him, you then control how he thinks and how he feels. So, when you trigger someone, you know exactly how to get a reaction out of them. You know exactly what to say, when to say it, how to say it, who to say it to, when to say it, or whatever. And you understand that once you trigger this person, they're going to do exactly what you know that they're going to do next. So if you want to hold any type of control, or if you want to get the person emotionally attached, you must use triggers to trigger them emotionally, trigger their ego, and all sort of things. Okay. Now, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just listen. I'll give you an example of how men trigger women. They will say something to get you to argue with them so that they can go out with their friends. They want to go out. Therefore, they know if they say, hey, can I go with my friends? It's going to be an issue. You're going to say no. Then they're going to be like, no, I can't go out. But they know if they pick a fight with you or if they trigger you, you'll blow up and get mad. And then they'll be like, well, I'm leaving. I can't take this anymore, and go straight out with their friends. And that was the entire plan. So they control you. They control exactly how you feel, and they control exactly what you do, and they control, themselves being able to go wherever they want to go because they trigger you so easily. So if you understand this, you know that by triggering someone, you can pretty much do what you want to do. So when you trigger people, especially men, you got to work on that ego. Thank you, that's that dude. Libras are good at this. Pay attention. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You got to trigger people. You got it. Sometimes it may cause embarrassment to them. Sometimes you may have to make them feel less than, even if it is by accident. For example, if you know your man got money and he prides himself on having money or whatever it is, or he prides himself on something, you use that in which he prides himself in, and you use that as the trigger. So for example, if a man prides himself on, being smart or having a lot of money, you use that against him. You're like, I know you don't have a lot of money right now, or you may be going through some financial issues and you might not be talking about them, but I really, really got to get something done, and I really need this much money. So I'm trying to figure out what I need to do because, I don't want to impede on your financial troubles. What? I'm not broke. I have money. Now you know he got money. So when you need something and he doesn't want to give it to you, or he says I ain't got it, he can't say he ain't got it. Now he just told you he got money. You know, if you want, a man to listen to what you're saying, or if they think that they know everything and they're super smart, and you want to take them down a notch and control them, you can say, I know you don't know a lot about this subject, like you know many other people do, but what do you think about A, B, C, and D? I mean, I know you're not a pro or anything. I know you don't have a lot of information, but just the best of your knowledge. Then they'll go become a pro on whatever you're asking them, or whatever, and they'll come back and give you all the information. That way, you don't have to do any research. And then whatever you're asking about, you can come back later and say, "Oh, well, that thing that we were talking about. Well, I think I want to start a business, or I want to invest in that, and that sounds such a good idea. You gave me a great idea. Now it's their idea. You're so smart. Thank you so much. You are so smart. Thank you for. I knew you knew more. I guess I underestimated you. So do you think it's a good idea to invest in that? Yeah. How much do you think is a good idea? How much would you invest? Oh, really? That's a good number. Well, maybe I should invest that. Maybe that could be my gift. You know, trigger people. Um, if it's the mama's boy, and it's a mama's boy, and he's acting like a mama's boy, all you got to do, it's not emasculating them, because you're also asking them a question. So you need their help, obviously, because even though they may not know about something, you obviously don't know about it at all. You see? So if you have a mama's boy situation, it's like, I know you got to go ask your mom first. I know you got to run this past your mom first. So after you run this past your mother, would you let me know if you can do A, B, C, and D? I don't have to run it past my mother. Well, normally you do. So, run this past your mom, get her okay and approval. I don't run everything past my mom. I don't have to do that every time. Okay, but normally you do. That gets him to do it less. Okay, control them with their triggers. So that will help the mama boys out here, the ladies dealing with mama boys. Why am I so cynical and low key petty? I'm not low key. I'm high key. I'm telling it like it is. I'm not low key. Okay, thank you. Um, it's not being cynical. It's the game, baby. The game. The strategy. It's called strategy. Do you call someone low key cynical if they're on the football field using their strategy? No, it's a good play. That's a good play. Okay, this is a good play. This is the play. This is what we discuss in the huddle. Okay. Um, you want to go somewhere? Act like you know you don't want to go. Well, what do you want to do tonight? Well, I know you're gonna say no. What? What is it? No, you're gonna say no. I don't know what, you don't never know. What did it do? Well, you always say no. So, you're gonna say no to the fact that I want to do A, B, C, and D. And so wherever you go, he knows you're not gonna be happy. He knows he was gonna say no originally if you hadn't mentioned that he's gonna say no. So now he says, okay, I guess we can do that. Even though he would have said no if you would have just asked or suggested, no, let's do something else instead. No, let's do that. We did that. No, I don't like that. But if you start off, I know you gonna say no. No, it's okay. You make him pull it out of you, trigger him as to, oh well, why are you making decisions for me? You don't know if I'm gonna say no or not. You know, then you sound miserable after he suggests something else. He knows you really want to do that, so he's gonna get points if he does what you want to do. This, then you're gonna be doing exactly what you want to do. It's just how you gotta start off. Um, make sure you think about this before you open your mouth. Don't try to go back and fix it. Do it ahead of time, and then it will come out the right way the first time. Um, let's just say you want a new phone. You want the upgrade. My phone is glitching. Ugh, I need a new phone. Ugh, I hate this phone. How? Oh, I need a new phone. What? That phone works fine. yeah, but it's glitching and I'm missing like half your texts that come through and, don't text them back ahead of time. It's like, I didn't get your text. My phone is glitching. Da, 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 da. It's just an old phone. Maybe I dropped it too many times. I don't know. But I need a new phone, babe. I need a new phone so I can talk to you. I miss you. And I hate that I miss your calls. It's just like, ugh, it makes me so sad because I think you don't call me all day. And I'm like, why isn't he calling me or texting me? Because I'm missing all the texts because my phone is stupid. And then I get mad and upset at you and I'm mad at you. And then when I get home, I have an attitude. And then um, later on, like down the road, all your texts come in. And it's like, it's so frustrating because I'm mad at you for nothing. And then, then I feel guilty and I feel bad. And it's just like an emotional roller coaster because I need a new phone. There you go. So, but you gotta make that sound real though. That gotta sound real. You gotta start crying or something. You need a new upgrade on your phone. Well, use that, girl. But you gotta plan it. You gotta not answer them texts when they come through from a certain person. You gotta be mad when you see them or talk to them. You ask why they didn't text you and call you when they texted you and called you. So prepare at least a day or 2 or 3 ahead. Okay? Some of this takes preparation.